We are live again, hanging on by a thread here. We just finished a double, so I know it's going to take a minute or two for everybody to get back in. So I'll update on all of my life issues that I'm having. My number one life issue is just figure out how to get out of here. I'm in an apartment complex, so let's just try to figure out where I'm going. So we're moving into the afternoon here. It's about 1:30 Eastern time. So we're back. So right before we cut off, I had picked up PF Chang's on Ubereats. I'm back. So picked up a PF Chang's from Ubereats, and then on the way they actually stacked us with a little coffee place, which was nice because the coffee drop-off ended up bringing us back south. Yeah, I just got back on, like in the last minute, Lisa. So I just got back on. While I was delivering those two, I was on hold with T-Mobile, trying to convince them to upgrade my plan mid-month. They're like, it's not our policy to upgrade plan mid-month. I'm like, I'm trying to give you more money today. It should be in your policy to let people upgrade mid-month. And anyway, finally, after being on hold for like a half an hour, I finally convinced them. So we reset the data. So I got 50 gigs of streaming data now, which is like the maximum that they let me do. Oh, I'm all twisted and turned around in this apartment complex. So anyway, we dropped off the PF Chang's, picked up a coffee shop, and now I just finished dropping off the coffee shop. And so basically that last 40 minutes I did that. The coffee shop one was like $12 or something like that. So it's like $29 for that hour, if all pending tips come through, which we know on Ubereats. Can't always hold your breath, but so that was at least a good lunch hour. And then I turned everything back on and haven't gotten anything good yet. So it's 1:30. I had to decline a Doordash right after I got that one. I was trying to figure out if there's any way I could take it and stack it. Yeah, so we're back. It just went live like 2 minutes ago, Trey. So I'm back. I'm all the way back down to 76% after starting the day at 79%. So we may have to. I'm gonna leave on for one more. I'll decline one more bad offer. Yeah, it's a nice Instacart. You know, it's a little high mileage, but sometimes that's what you got to take to do that. So, yeah, so we're just gonna work our way. We're kind of, I mean, there's some decent Instacart options out here, but there's not great restaurant options where I'm at. And so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of work our way back towards the PF Chang's because that's what's been working today so far. So we've already pulled 2 decent orders out of there. All right, so we are gotta put people in timeout. Anyway, so we're with pending tips and everything. Where are we at? I don't even know where we're at. We're at like just about $50 in 2.5 hours, 47 or something. But I don't, until Uber comes through, I don't really know where we're at. So don't count your chickens before they hatch when it comes to Uber tips. But it's about what we've been doing this week, is about $20 an hour. That's just been consistent all week for whatever reason. So hopefully supper will be good. So my acceptance rate is down to 76 on Doordash. Woo! That's a rough order. That's gonna sit for a while. $15 for 60 items, 90 units going 10 miles. And the drop-off location is horrible. There's nothing close. $5 tip. So obviously I'm not taking that, but that's crazy. I think they're going to be waiting for a little bit to get their order. So anyway, yeah, we're just gonna work our way back towards the PF Chang's, and if I have to decline one more on DoorDash, then I'll just switch to earn by time for the afternoon. Trey, I think you had a question that you had asked right before we went off stream, which is like difference between earn per offer, earn by time, and not necessarily like you know what how they're different, but practically speaking, how do they work? So. You're going to get different people saying different things about earn per offer and earn by time, because it appears to me to be highly market dependent as to whether or not or which particular option you use on a regular basis. It also is highly dependent on if you care about your rating or tier level on DoorDash. Okay, so got people like running 5 red lights as I'm trying to go through on my green. Gotta provide a little bit of justice every now and then, right? Honk that horn. Not really angry, but just like, hey, stop running red lights so I can go when it's my turn. So if you don't care about acceptance rate on DoorDash, then 90% of the time, I think you should do earn per offer and just cherry pick your way. So that's my step one. If you don't care about your acceptance rate, if you don't care about that, teamwork. Actually, in this case, they were cutting me off. So what do you do when I finally get my green arrow that lasts for like 5 seconds and there's like 4 cars running the red light? Because that's what happens here. Teamwork. We always joked, you can just use your ring finger and it's like the Christian finger. It looks just as bad, but it's actually not bad, right? The Christian finger. God bless you. Anyway. This is, when I deliver for like 5 days straight, mentally I go downhill really fast. So you may want to stay tuned, because I could be totally nuts by the time we get to like 4 o'clock this afternoon and I'm sick and tired of doing this. If you don't care about acceptance rate, cherry pick. So for example, I don't care about my acceptance rate on Grubhub and Ubereats, so I will only take the best of the best, because there's not worth it to me to take mid-range offers to appease it. If your acceptance rate matters for your market or for the goals you're trying to achieve, that's where the power of earn by time comes in. So in my market, and that's all I'm going to tell you is what I use in my market. I'm not going to recommend that you use it in your market, but during the busy times, as much as possible, I try to do earn per offer. So we're still at the tail end of the lunch rush, so I'm still on earn per offer. Yes, and so Lisa, that's point too. I saw someone in Colorado had $10 an hour. We're usually between 13 and 14, which is kind of like the low end of where you really want to be. Much lower than 13, of course, then that also goes downhill. But I think 15 an hour is that's a pretty good spot, because then if you can get 3 orders in, that's $15 in base pay, and then with a shot of like $2 a tip per order, that gets you, you should be able to average close to 21 or so. Yeah, and it was like, I saw it in a Facebook group like a couple weeks ago. It was like in the mountains of Colorado where there was like nothing out there too. It's like where they should be offering like 20 an hour, they were offering 10. But I think basically there were probably just no orders. So they knew there was no drivers and they didn't really want drivers out. So there are multiple things to consider here, and that's why just give general principles. All right, nothing great, but we'll still take it. This is $6.50 for 1.8 miles, but literally like 1.5 of those miles is just driving to the Wendy's. Like, think the drop-off is going to be like literally the next development over. And so thank you for our random facts of the day, BW. Appreciate it. Isn't it true that Cleopatra lived closer to our timeline than she did to the building of the pyramids too? Isn't that like a thing? I think that's one of those random facts I've heard. I saw it on the internet, so it must be true. So what I like to do, this is again, in my market, I like to use the slower afternoon times to use earn by time to just keep me busy. Now I'm also trying to get good Instacart orders, you know, so I'm not just trying to do DoorDash only. We're talking in a multi-apping scenario. So like, I'm not sure if I'll be at like 66 or 76 or 77, whatever I am here. Yeah, so that particular one didn't impact my acceptance rate up or down. So I was at 76, I'm still at 76. But maybe after this delivery or by 2 o'clock, I'll switch over to earn per offer. By the way, I don't know where water is at, but I've got some raindrops falling on my windshield here today. Just started to get some little afternoon showers popping up. So I'll do that from say maybe 2 to, on a Friday I'll go a little bit earlier, but like 2 to 4:30 or 2 to 5, something like that. I'll go on earn per offer, with the goal of not necessarily making a ton of money, but staying busy and making some money, just building the pool of money up, getting the acceptance rate up. And then whenever it feels like supper time is here, then I'll switch back over to earn per offer until the orders start to die down again, try to cherry pick the best of the best. And then if I'm staying out late night, hey, Infinite Games, welcome back. We just got back too. About 12 minutes ago, we got back online. Then if I'm staying out late night, then I'll usually switch back over to earn by time, because I know that a lot of times they're longer drives, they're lower tippers, you're waiting through drive-thrus and stuff like that. So if I'm going to stay out late, then I'll often pair that with, you know, earn by time. So that's kind of the overall. Now, every market is different. Some markets, like I said, the more I can figure out to do a higher percentage of earn per offer orders, the more I will do them, because I think that will in the long run benefit me. But because there's such a necessity to keep acceptance rate high in order to get the top offers and in order to be able to dash now anytime, you know, I've just got to be constantly doing that. The other strategy I generally will do too is I will do more earn by time in the middle of the week and then more cherry picking on weekends. So if in like a normal week, you could take something like 25, if you just did DoorDash, like 25 earn by time offers a day over 4 days, get your acceptance rate like to 95 to 100%. You can do that, and then you can just cherry pick away on the weekends and then start scheduling out your next few days to do that. So there are some really fun, I think you could really push the system hard to try to like earn by time like crazy during the week, schedule out, and then just cherry pick down to like 18% over the weekend. Like, I think there are opportunities to do that. So, all right, well, the good news is you're not all going to be sweating in the car because it's now raining. So y'all can stay nice and dry while I go in and pick this up. I'll let's see if we can, I don't know if you're going to actually be able to see the rain here. Check up on chat here really quick. Sounds good. Infinite Games, have a good time with your family for lunch. Enjoy. So we're gonna go pick up our Wendy's. It's like what is it? 2 combo meals. So it's just a quick little 6. Well, we only have to go like a quarter of a mile, I think, from drop off. So that'll be good. So at least we don't have to go far from there. Yeah, have a good time with your family, Eli. we're back. It was already, I didn't even realize that they had an actual stand to pick things up. So many of our restaurants have stopped doing that. Hold on here, put this down. So many of our restaurants have stopped just leaving the food out, I think because people have been stealing it and stuff. So I didn't even look for a place to pick up the order. And so yeah, where am I going? Literally, yeah, it is literally the next development over. It says 0.4 miles. And that's driving, coming out of the parking lot onto the road and then into their next parking lot. This is like super quick. So it's still lower than I prefer, right? If I can only get like 3 of these orders done in an hour, if they're all separate, like, you know, assuming they're not stacked. If they're stacked, I can get 4 done in an hour. You know, they're like picking up 2 from one Wendy's and then dropping both off, and then 2 from one Arby's. But even if you do 4 an hour, you still can't get to 25 an hour like this. So you really want, for your quick hitters, as much as possible, I mean, which you can't always control, but as much as possible, you want to be like in that 8 to 9, you know, for short distance, if you're going to have to pull off 3 in an hour, because that's the only way you're going to be able to get to that 25 goal. But sometimes you can't control it and you take it, and of course you can also hope that you take a good one that afterwards that balances it out too. Balances it out. It's pretty cloudy over that way, so I don't know if we're gonna get like big storms all afternoon. This kind of came on really quick, actually, just in the last, really since we went live. It was hot and sunny when I started this stream, and we've rolled in now clouds almost everywhere. All right, so we're on the main road. There's one little that's the good news. It really is a quick drop off on this one. Oh, this might actually be a business park back here too. It's like I'm on the north end of town, which I don't spend as much time, so I definitely don't know this area quite as well. Oh, no, it is condos. Okay. So it's just kind of both. It's like the front half of this development is a business park, and the back half is condos. So it's probably just a $2 base pay, $4 tip, I guess. Whoever wants us to go back to Wendy's for a $2 delivery, that's obviously a no tip order. I gotta figure out exactly which building I'm looking for here. Okay, I see our building. I am not gonna be able to flip the camera around. Oh, well, I might, hold on. I might, because I'm not gonna. So let me know what you guys do. This is a good question for you when you do deliveries and you have all the close spots are, when all the close spots are like reserved parking, do you go in and park? Or like in this case, I don't even know where the guest parking is. Well, I see one, but it's really far away. So in this case, I just kind of parked out of the way. So that's what I do. But I'm gonna leave the car running because this is fine where we're at here. In fact, in this particular case, the reserved spot where this delivery is going is open. But I did not park in the reserve. I try not to as much as possible. I'm just wondering what everybody else does. Let's see what that one more here. $6 for 14 mile on Uber that we are declining. I'll be right back. Alright, we're dropped off. It was actually, I had forgotten. So it was a $4.50 tip, which is 100% reasonable. If you don't like the payout of $6.50 for picking up an order and dropping it off a mile away, then your issue here is not with a $4.50 customer tip. That is 100% reasonable for this delivery. So if you have issues with the total pay of $6.50 being too low, that goes back on the apps. That's the apps issue. That's not a customer issue here. So if in doubt, right, like, so if you get frustrated, and I certainly encourage you, if you're just frustrated with gig delivery work, you can always take a break or develop something else that's going to help you move on from it. But if in doubt, you're probably much better directing your frustration towards the apps and towards the companies than you ever would be in directing your frustration towards customers. Because it's just not, I don't think that's unrealistic at all. You know, they don't know where I'm coming from, right? So you can't really include the mile and a half I drove to the restaurant. They're just thinking, okay, someone from the restaurant is bringing it to me. I live half a mile away. They're giving a $4.50 tip for what is in their mind a half-mile delivery. There is nothing whatsoever that is unreasonable about that. And if you say, well, I should get more than that, then you just can't expect customers to be tipping much beyond that, I don't think. We are getting lots of, I'm not even showing you all of them, we're getting lots of poor Ubereats. But we're gonna keep trying to work our way back down towards PF Chang's. This little corner of town is what's been hopping lunchtime. So we're not that far from PF Chang's. We're only, you know, like a mile or two to the east of it. So. And then we'll also want to make sure after lunch is over that we are getting set up in a grocery store parking lot. A place. So I don't know if I'll work all the way back down to Fresh Market. There's a Publix that's kind of at this corner that shop a lot. But it's still near it's really across the street from the PF Chang's. So that might actually be an interesting option to try out today, since we're already exploring some different things. I'll be ready for lunchtime today too. I'm gonna have to show you this. My wife made yeast rolls yesterday, and then we made, like, for supper last night, we made like little slider sandwiches, and then today I made like 6 more little slider sandwiches to bring with me. And then I have the last of the bag of Cheez-Its with me, and what else do I have left? A few random old wheat thins that were in the pantry. So, for my people out driving, did you guys bring lunch with you today? Or are you stopping for lunch somewhere? Traffic is really busy, Kaylee, by you? Oh, so thank you for the radar update. Yeah, it definitely to the north looks much darker than it is here, but where it is now is not where it's going to be in an hour or two. That's okay. I like rain. We have lots of wussy drivers down here that go away, especially Instacart. Our Instacart drivers are super wussy, so they tend to go away as soon as it starts to rain. So I welcome rain. Sometimes I drive towards the rain too, just because it's like, I don't care if I get wet. Getting wetly dry, but if I know that there's going to be less drivers there. That was a 5 for 2 miles on Uber. I almost took it, but I passed. This one is $7 for 11 miles on item shop and pay. So we know that's a decline. So we're just headed back to PF Chang's. That's a success. We've already pulled 2 good orders out of there today. One on Uber, one on Doordash, and I believe Grubhub also. So that's another thing to be considering when you're multi-apping is you want to find restaurants that are good restaurants that all of your apps have access to, right? So certain restaurants are going to be exclusive to one or two apps. So you want to have as many apps as possible that function. And remember, Instacart is now outsourcing restaurant orders to Uber Eats. So not that that matters tremendously, but that does start to slowly open up a handful of new orders on Uber Eats for customers who are Instacart customers. $8 for 6 Mile Wendy's from the Wendy's we just left, but going the opposite way. So we're gonna pass on that. That's not Uber. It's interesting how active Uber is, though. So we're gonna go in here. We could turn a little further down, but we're gonna be able to, I think I can work myself to P.F. Chang's coming in this way. So that's what we're just trying to do. I don't know if $11 for 14 miles. Like, yeah, Uber, not good orders, but Uber is sending orders, which is crazy. So, but that's intriguing to me, right? Because Uber's been really slow, and now I moved to the north side of town. I mean, that's amazing to me that that would make that much of a difference, that you just have people on one half of town are more likely to order on Uber. All right, let's see. I'm gonna show you this here. I think I'm gonna decline this. So this is an alcohol 10 for 5 miles. The drop off is not good. So I'm gonna decline that. Just in principle, I think I just don't like taking alcohol orders that low because there's just too many issues that you risk. The reward has to be higher than that. I know on the surface that sounds like a good order, but I don't know. Let me know. Would you have taken that? I declined. I also turned off because that brought my acceptance rate back down to 75. So, sadly. Hey, driving with Chris. Welcome. I am in Southwest Florida, so down in Naples, or kind of the north end of Naples today. So we've had kind of an up and down morning. Had kind of a slow start, but we had a decent little lunch push. Had 2 good orders on Uber and 1 good order on Doordash. 2 or 3 good orders. Without knowing what else to do, that's where I'm just going to reset myself. So this is the switch I was talking about, Trey, if you're still watching. So my last 2 orders have not been like super encouraging. You just moved to Kissimmee. Is it Kissimmee or Kissimmee? I think it's Kissimmee, right? So I'm still gonna park at P.F. Chang's, but at least for a little bit, and check everything else out here. But I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna make the switch to earn by time, because I don't want to sacrifice any more acceptance rate points. I'm already down 4 points today. And oh, you're North Jersey. I used to live in New Jersey. I used to live in East Brunswick, way up central Jersey. So you're still in me, yeah. So I'm gonna make the switch now, because it's almost 2 o'clock. You know, 6 for 1, you know, was okay. Much I really just want to be. When I go on earn by time, I just take the mindset that unless it's the worst order in the world, I'm just taking everything. So we're going to do it with the goal of staying busy, getting the acceptance rate back up to the upper 70s so I can go cherry pick supper tonight, because that's basically what it is. Hey Kaylee, yeah, it's that time of the day, right? 2 to 4:30 or 5. All right, I'm gonna go grab some food here really quick while I have a slight pause. So not only carry a cooler for customers, I also carry it for me. So I got my water on as well. So I'll just show you. It's like if you've ever had like the chicken minis from Chick-fil-A, they're maybe a little bit bigger than that size, but these are like just some amazing yeast rolls that my wife made yesterday. So just got ham, turkey, cheese, and mayo. Just really simple. And I'm rocking blue Gatorade today. So that's the drink of choice. If you didn't see fireworks last night, I think I made it a public post on Patreon. So if you're not a patron, you can actually join for free. And I don't know exactly how. Yeah, so I'll start. So the hourly rate starts when I make the switch, but I'm not actually getting paid right now. They don't pay you until you accept an order. But yes, I'm on the hourly. So whenever they send an order and I accept it, then it will instantly start. I don't know if it's down to the minute or to the second. I don't know how detailed they get. But you'll instantly start being paid by time for the delivery of that offer, and that's your base pay rate. So they say that tips will tend to be lower, and almost always base pay will tend to be higher. So the trade-off is you're getting more money on average from Doordash, but less money on average from the customers. Now, if you don't care where your money comes from and you just care that you get a certain amount of money, then that may not matter. Some people are highly opposed to ever taking any offer ever that has no tip on it. And there is absolutely no way of guaranteeing and knowing there's tips on orders. So what are you guys doing on this? See, this is where I often wonder. $5 for 1.6 miles. Do I take that because it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon? I just feel wrong taking those orders when I don't have to. So I declined. I just don't know. Like, these are the little things that I think if I could figure out better. But I hate taking that. And see, this is where my mind. This is where I always got in trouble when I was doing stock trading too. It was like, if I take that, then I gotta pause Doordash. I can leave the other ones running. Maybe I'll get stacked, but maybe not. What's my opportunity cost? What am I losing by taking that order? Yes, I'm gaining $5, but I'm losing 20 minutes. And can that 20 minutes be better spent doing something else? Anyway, on the Patreon, patreon.com/asideofhustle. On the Patreon, I think it's publicly posted, the grand finale of the fireworks show from Naples last night. And then if you become a member on Patreon, you can do it both free, or maybe it's free. I don't remember what it is. But if you're a paid member, I've got some pictures from our family time at the beach last night going up, I think around 5 o'clock this afternoon. So if you want to support this channel and get a little bit, let me see if I want to see if I can look this up. Oh, and also we do have the Side of Hustle email is officially live now too. So it is just a Side of Hustle channel. So the full name plus channel, a Side of Hustle channel at gmail.com. So if you're wanting to reach out with anything, that's the way you can do it. Down 5.4K in debt, meaning that's what you have left. And apparently there's some connectivity issues here. Past lunch rush connectivity issues. I'm gonna maybe try to, all right, lo and behold. All right, confirmation code. And then even when I logged back in, it was like, I was trying to sign off, it wouldn't let me do that. So, all right, well, we got it. It's a pretty small order, but that's okay. We kind of knew that with Earn by Time. So, I have no idea what is up. So I guess my signal issues have more to do with this particular location than they have to do with my mobile internet hotspot or whatever. So I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, we're gonna go, I'll go get this order here really quick. Lettuce wraps, spicy chicken, and a bunch of chili paste. Yeah, I'm back for now. I have no idea. Something is. Don't know what's up, but so I'm gonna grab this. I think the delivery. Did you guys see that? See, the delivery is really far out there too. I don't know if I'm gonna have signal by the time we get to delivery either. I'm gonna go see if I can get this. Hopefully it won't take too long. And I'm not gonna stop the stream. I'll just if I get out of signal range, then it'll just come back on. So be frozen, be like this, glitchy. All right, sounds good. I'll be back in just a minute. Hey, you guys are still live. I'm amazed. I'm amazed. We're back. We got this. Try to. I've learned this today. 3 orders from PF Chang's and they were not ready once for any of those 3. And it's not like they're busy. Something is not situated right now. We'll do that. All right, so figure out where we're going here. I'm not gonna go that. That's a horrible direction. Unless it's really. Why are you trying to send me that way? Is there an accident or something? No. We're just gonna go this way. Why wouldn't I go the other way? I'm so confused. I'm gonna go the way that I know how to go. And hopefully there's not like an accident or something that's blocking that off. It's not giving me any sort of direct path. It's really weird. I'm not going to show you the whole address, but like, look at what it wants me to do. It's like it's trying to avoid an accident or something, and I don't know why. Guess we'll find out. All right, so we are rolling with our PF Chang's. Yeah, they're never ready. I guess I'm learning that. Be careful if you're stacking orders with PF Chang's. Ridiculous thing. I did upgrade my plan on T-Mobile and they reset my data for the month. So I was on the 40. What was I on? 30 gig plan. I think I was on the 30 gig plan and I'd used 20 gigs in 10 days. So I shifted up to their highest plan, which is the 50 gig plan. It was only $10 more a month. So like all in with taxes and everything. Oh, I see emergency vehicles. Ugh, so maybe I guess I should have trusted the GPS. Maybe the road is blocked off. Right? This is so... I feel so American. Like, I have technology that's supposed to keep me from getting into traffic jams, and when it tells me to avoid a road so I don't get a traffic jam, I'm just like, nah. We're gonna power through it anyway. And sure enough, there's a traffic jam. We'll see. Maybe it was temporary and now it's getting cleared out because cars seem to be moving. That's the American independence for you. I won't let any app tell me where I can or can't drive. It's just like an 8-mile trip. It is right down this main road. It's like one of our northernmost east to west routes. I see the emergency light flashing up ahead too. Drama. Well, there goes a... I don't know if you guys can see that way out there. This fire truck just came out. But traffic still seems to be moving. The other way was going to add like four or 5 miles to the trip. And the customer would be like, why are you driving that way? Did that go? I can't remember, Kaylee. Did that go up or down? My rickety old phone. Okay, that's good. I'll take it. Oh, yeah, because you're 24 up to 28. Awesome. We like those increased tips. Was it an actual, like, they bumped the tip or just the percentage that we're moving up? But I mean, if they actually increased it, that's always means you're on the right track or doing something. Yeah, this drop off is usually kind of a sketch internet connectivity. And it's not just orders that are bad. Connectivity is bad. T-Mobile is rough today too. I was thinking about just changing it up this afternoon, and I might just go turn off Doordash and just go sit in the Costco parking lot and just hope for a banger. There's probably going to be lots of little orders that I can do. And I just hope something's better. But it does make sense to me. You know, you got a lot of people who are just back at work. They're just trying to finish off the day. They're probably extra busy. It just may be T-Mobile here. Like it's been shaky in areas that it's not normally shaky. You know, when I get to the edge of civilization, I expect that. Sometimes downtown during the business day is tough, but that's usually more a Verizon issue. But I don't know. I'm kind of debating. Just going. I'll leave Uber and Grubhub on. Just turn off DoorDash and just sit in the Instacart parking lot. Hang out with people, answer questions. See if there's any offers I need to send on eBay. Got all my eBay orders shipped. If you were live yesterday, we actually sold some cards live on the stream. So I had like 3 eBay orders to ship today that were from the last 2 days. So I got all those sent out. And I'm just hoping that there's people still have like family and friends in town. So I'm playing the pizza. I'm going all in on pizza tonight. I'm going to be sitting at high-end pizza locations at least for the first hour of supper. Yeah, you know what I might do? Oh, okay. Sorry, that means, hold on. Trey, thanks for letting me know. That means my headphone disconnected. You're just hearing the connection. Hold on. Let me know if that's better. That should be better. Because what happens is I have a Bluetooth speaker, but if it gets disconnected, then it just goes back. Yeah, so just let me know if that ever happens, and I'll fix it if I can. I think if I get too far away from the phone, the Bluetooth disconnects, and then it's just the speaker, and then what you're hearing is, because it's right on the AC vent, so you're just hearing the air conditioning go past it. So yeah, if that ever happens, let me know. I'll fix it until we get better tech upgrades. We're still slowly working on it. Slowly working on it. Good. Yeah, just let me know. Because I know how to fix it, but it doesn't always notify me that the Bluetooth disconnects. So that happened, I know, a couple days ago on the stream too. So yeah, I think what I might do, because I do need to do some more research into these apps that I've previously looked into, but they were closed off. And so maybe I'll just go hang out in the Costco parking lot, try to get a big order, but if not, just see where my application process is on Walmart Spark, and there's Curry, there's Deliver That, or Delivered. One of them you can sign up for, the other one outsources to DoorDash, I think. Deliver That, I think, is the one that you can sign up for. Oh, let me show you this. because this just came through. I don't know if it's fully come through yet. Let's see, when did that 45 minutes at what time? What's 45 minutes after 12:30? That's like 1:15. I don't know. I don't know if this is fine. It says tips are still pending, but this was the double that I had right after I went off stream. So that was the PF Chang's in the coffee shop. I think that's the whole tip. $29.39 for those two. It took 45 minutes. 45 minutes and 9 seconds to complete that. So that was by far the best Uber double I've had in a long, long time. So that was my one good hour of lunch. I don't know why it says that there's still pending. So I would be really nice if there's another $10 tip coming from the coffee. All right, good. Thank you guys for letting me know. We still have. Looks like it's going to be pretty rainy the rest of the afternoon too, which sometimes is like I said, a boost for Instacart. If I wanted to, this drop off is pretty close to the Sprouts, which I don't normally go to. Unless I get sent way out this way. So maybe I'll do that next. There are a couple of high-end restaurants, and we're kind of near a Target. Still got about 5 miles to go for this drop-off, though. It's a nice community, but it's off the beaten path, and then you have to drive in really far to get to any of the houses within the community, and you got to go through an actual gate guard, which sometimes that's not too bad, but it's a good location for earn by time. But it does kind of stink on the way out because you have to drive like 2 miles out of the community, and then you got to drive another 2 miles after that to get back to stores and restaurants. So we're actually, yeah, I bet you our service signal is going to be pretty dicey out here. We are passing by the Sprouts. We have a Sprouts, a First Watch, an Oak and Stone, Thai Udon Cafe, a burger joint. This is a barbecue joint. So I might double back and set up there. Sometimes Sprouts does okay in the afternoon. The problem is there's only one in town, so your orders can go basically 20 miles in any direction. So it really limits the percentage of good orders from our Sprouts. I am looking forward to a Monday where I get to stay in at least until supper. Taking all a Monday morning and afternoon off from delivering. It's a lot of days in a row. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's going to be like 10 straight days of deliveries. So, but no more holidays. The next holiday is Labor Day. No holidays for like basically 2 months. Not that there won't be good and bad days in there, but I'm definitely doing a Slurpee Day ride along next week. We're going to do a ride along, and we're going to see how many free Slurpees we can get throughout the day in the midst of our work schedule. So if you get 7-Elevens near you, but I forget, they're partnered with more gas stations now than they used to be. Like, you used to not be able to get Slurpees anywhere but 7-Eleven, but now is it like Circle K's or something like that? Or Marathon or one of those. You can get Slurpees at, and July 11th is free Slurpee Day. Okay. Yeah, Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend. Birthday. All right. Let's go here, car. Come on. Come on. Day after Labor Day. My birthday always moves around, and it's some years it's like really close to Easter, and some years it's not. Yeah, Trey, I have the whatever the cheap little delivery rider is on it. It's not much. All right, hold on. I got a gate guard here. How's it going? Got a Doordash to 9633. I don't know. You can't read that. Yeah. What's the name? Sean? Yeah, what unit number? 103. 103? What's your last name? I just have H. From Doordash? Yep. Let me try. ID, please. Yep. Yep. Happy belated birthday to you, Trey. All right, thank you. Can we, talking about ways to improve apps, can we get the little barcode that like UPS and FedEx and Amazon drivers can just scan? I don't understand how, with all their powers, these apps just haven't been able to leverage more stuff. I just feel like they should just be able to leverage so much stuff. Like, you want us to deliver into your gated community? That's fine. Provide a universal app barcode that every driver can scan. Just my take on how I would fix the world if I were in charge. I'd probably end up breaking more things than I'd ever fix. But. Yeah, but I mean, I understand the financial side of things, and I don't disagree with that. But the other side is Amazon made lots of sacrifices early on, and they were not profitable for many years, but they built a proper infrastructure that now has set them up that they make mega profits. And it just doesn't take that much foresight to say, absolutely, we want delivery drivers to be in here, but if you want them to come into this, you have to make, because on earned by time, me sitting at a gate ends up costing them money anyway. You know, because they got to do all these things, and scan all this stuff, check my ID, and then they give me a little thing that says, here's the speed limit, photo enforced. Like, first of all, That's not really a thing, as far as I understand. You know, like, I mean, they can photo enforce it, but you're not actually liable to pay it. They can just prohibit you from re-entering the grounds if they wanted to. Not that I speed through communities, because I don't, because it's not worth it. But even if you did, that's the worst they could do, is just prohibit you. So big companies don't always get big because they cut every penny till there's nothing left. A lot of times big companies get big because they make sacrifices up front, and then they've just positioned themselves so powerfully that it makes it very difficult for other people to compete with them. And there are tons of people who would, well, yeah, okay, so Trey, so that's different now, though, in the sense that Amazon already built all the infrastructure out that they needed. And of course, now they're going to try to cut costs to maximize profits. Now, you can disagree with that as a philosophy or whatever, but you know what I'm saying is, early on in their, I'm talking from the company side, not so much from the paying individual people side. Okay, so if DoorDash, I could see a point in time where DoorDash just makes the switch to say, look, we're no longer hiring independent contractors. We're just hiring employees. You're going to get an hourly rate plus tips. You know, this is the application process. And if you don't show up for the hours that you sign up for, we're going to, like, I can picture them going to that. But that's going to be like a business strategy. What I'm saying is, it still benefits DoorDash to be looking at all the different time leaks that they have. I mean, on this order, there are multiple times, they're paying me by time, right? So if they want to be paying less, because all my base pay here comes from DoorDash on this order, okay? Whatever tip the customer has, we're going to play the tip game. I'm going to go with the standard, I'm going with the standard $5 as my guess here. It's a nice community. It's from a good restaurant. So I'm going to go with a standard $5 guess. But all my base pay is coming from DoorDash. And so they're paying me to wait at PF Chang's because they sent out the order too early. That's infrastructure on DoorDash's part. That's costing them money. And don't tell me it's just, I happened to get 3 slow orders at PF Chang's in one day. No, it was slow for my one DoorDash, it was slow for my one Ubereats, and it was slow for my second DoorDash. That's all a time suck on Earn My Time. They're paying me for it. Okay, then I'm sitting and waiting at the gate because the gate guard has to scan this ID and check this and do all these things. So these are all things that are costing DoorDash money that have been issues for years, right? Like, gated communities didn't just pop up. Long waits at PF Chang's didn't just start today. So thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds. Good afternoon. How are you? Just got to get a picture real quick. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. All right, we're live. I'm going to show you the confirmation. Thinking about 12 is total. 7 plus 5 is my guess. Whoa, look at that. Look at that. That's the deal of the day here. $20 on Earn by 10. $8 base pay plus $12 tip. So this is my thing. I say it consistently. You have to keep. That's the best DoorDash I've had all day. and I was on earn per offer all morning. And the best tip I got all day, I mean, that should have shown up to as a platinum dasher, or any dasher would have shown up as like a 14 for 8. You know, that's a reasonable offer. Great tip. So $20 from like 2 to 240. So we will take that. Anyways, the broader point I wanted to make, and like I said, we may still like go in and out of signal here until I get out of this community. I'm not even in a DoorDash zone right now. It's like, we're finding new orders headed back to the zone. How about you just don't take me out of the zone in the first place? But I'm not complaining about this order. The bigger thing, just the broader point is, Amazon spent so much time perfecting the infrastructure they needed, so that way when they were ready to take the next step, all those things are in place. And of course they're going to cut costs to whatever level they can cut costs and keep and get the job done. Okay. So, but that's a separate thing. I'm not talking about the pay of people. I'm talking about the infrastructure. So there's easily $3, $3 to $4 that they wasted on that order for all the wait time that I had at various parts on that trip. You know, it's an 8-mile trip. The actual drive time didn't take that long, but they paid me for my wait at PF Chang's. They paid me for the wait at the gate. And they have enough flex with these communities to be able to saying, I mean, a lot of these communities are owned by a handful of companies. It's not like drivers to come in. You have to provide them. We pre-screen for you that we're going to pre-screen, but you can't be holding them up at the gate, because UPS managed to figure it out, right? Amazon figured it out. FedEx figured it out. So if that's the case, DoorDash needs to figure this out. I mean, they're paying money because they haven't figured it out after how many years? I don't even know how long DoorDash has been around. Figure out how to minimize the time. You get more orders delivered quicker. So what I think it is, have people at these companies that are looking at today's bottom line as opposed to the bottom line in 5 years or 10 years from now. And when you're so focused on cutting costs today, that's honestly, to me, that says that's a company that's probably not in good financial shape. They don't feel like they don't have the time to do that because they're so busy cutting costs to drivers and stuff. Now, think about it. Amazon didn't cut costs to drivers after they became this megalithic corporation. DoorDash and Ubereats, they're implementing all these things when they're still not even, they haven't even come close to figuring out high levels of profitability. So, just my take on it. Yes, and that's true. It is true, but it's also because they're so out of touch with the boots on the ground people. When you're out of touch with your boots on the ground people, then that's all there is. You know, that's the whole premise of that whole Undercover Boss. You guys remember that TV show? I don't know if they still make it because I barely watch TV anymore. But you guys remember the whole Undercover Boss? And how many of these, both positively and negatively, were so out of touch. CEOs of multi-million-dollar corporations, they have no idea what people go through. This is the same reason that politicians make horrible decisions, because they're so out of touch with ordinary people. But the problem is, ordinary people don't have the power to make decisions. The people that have power to make decisions are right. They're so out of touch. And because, here's the thing, right? All you have to do is extract your money from the company and you're good, and then you can have your track record, and then you move on to something new. And so here's the thing. The solution here is not to just grumble and complain about these things. The solution here is to say, what can I control, right? Because, like, I know I'm tired. It's been a long week of delivering, and done more live streaming than I've ever done in my life just in 1 week. But the whole point is, so control what you can control. And then if you're ever given the opportunity, make those decisions in light of the common person and not in light of just your wallet, just your pocketbook and different things. And so it's like, that's how I can give the best service experience that I possibly can, in spite of what DoorDash does or doesn't do. But just from the practical sense, they're warning signs to me that long run, the feasibility and sustainability of DoorDash and Ubereats as those platforms as they exist, I don't think you want to be building your future on DoorDash and Ubereats and Grubhub and Instacart. Build your future on your life's mission, and just use those as stepping stones to get to the things that you really want to do. It'd be really interesting in 10 years from now, of these major apps, which one do you think is most likely to still be around 10 years from now? And even if at that, it probably won't be exactly like we know it. But I think the most my buddy's texting me here. I think the most likely to stick around is Instacart, even though they're probably most likely to be bought out. But I think that's the model that as people get older, there's so much benefit to the service that Instacart adds that I don't want to say it's truly recession proof and different things, but there are just enough people who need food delivered to them, like groceries delivered to them. And even if people stop using DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, they are still maybe want to have delivery services of groceries. So they'll cut their expenses by cooking in as opposed to eating fast food. So if I had to place a wager, it would be that of these major delivery ones, in 10 years, Instacart, by whomever they're owned, but Instacart would be the one that would be most sustainable. Now it sounds like that Uber Eats probably wants to buy out Instacart or merge or whatever at some point. But that's important too. I just remembered, being that it's a slow time of day, I just remembered that I have a free milkshake from Chick-fil-A that expires today, and I'm actually by Chick-fil-A right now. So I'm going to get my free peach milkshake because why not, right? If they're going to send me a free milkshake, I might as well take a free milkshake. So I'm going to go get my free peach milkshake so I have something extra to sip on this afternoon. I'm not getting any food. Yeah. Well, yeah, if you're lactose intolerant, then any form of milkshake is probably not the best option. I'm just pausing. I'm not pausing everything. I'm just pausing DoorDash because I don't want to. Till I'm basically through the line, I don't want to do it. Oh my goodness, everything's going nuts. We'll try this. We'll try this way. It's just kind of sprinkling out right now. Yeah, valid through 7/5. It's a peach milkshake. Scan at the restaurant. Freebies. Yeah, Trey, that's exactly it. You've gotta you do. It's controlling what you can control, because what's not is just gonna drive you crazy. Yeah. So yesterday I got a free drink from Chipotle because I had to wait for a little bit. Today this is just a thing. Yeah, I'll do a food review. So I do like their peach milkshakes. I mean, I probably would never pay for it. Like, you guys have those foods. I have those foods that I like, but I would never pay for. But if someone gives it to me for free, like, yeah, I enjoy it. So like there's kind of, that's what this peach milkshake is in the category of. If I were to buy a frozen drink here, I'd probably buy their coffee, like their frozen, it's called. There's like frozen coffee and then add some chocolate syrup in it. That's probably if I'm gonna pay for a drink from that, or if I just want regular, then I just get their sweet tea. I just do it at a day where I'm like in the restaurant, I can get 700 refills. Their lemonade is good, but I would never pay for it. I just get the sweet tea and then. Good. Just peach milkshake, please.
What's your name?
Craig.
Go ahead.
Craig.
Drew.
CRAIG.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. Thank you. I wasn't sure what he actually said. I guess he said, "Go ahead." I thought he was meaning to say my name again. Oh, I did not know. I did not know that Dairy Queen is not. That's kind of funny, right? Dairy Queen is not a dairy-based ice cream.
Sir, may I have a name for your order?
I already ordered,
Oh,
but so do I pay because it's just a reward? So am I just gonna do that at the front?
What's the reward?
The free peach milkshake.
Peach milkshake?
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if I had to. When do I have to scan this?
Now let's scan it right here.
Okay. Yeah, because I'd ordered with him at first, but I just.
Yeah, I can scan that right now.
All right, thank you. All right, got to make sure it's free. I don't have extra money. I spent all my extra money on a lemonade stand yesterday. So. Blow it up milk. There's something. Do they still dip the cones though? That was always cool to watch that. They dip it in and it kind of like turns into a hard shell or whatever. It's been a long time. I used to every Saturday night. I used to get the buffalo chicken tenders meal. I think that's what it was, like for years. This is back when I was in my single days. I would just go like Saturday night. I'd just go get the buffalo chicken tenders meal. So and then sometimes I changed it up and you get the regular one with their gravy. That was good. I mean, none of it's good for you, but it was good. Brings back good memories. But yeah, it's been a long time since I've eaten at Dairy Queen. There's nothing from there that I really ever crave. Hey Presley, welcome. Good afternoon to you. Hope you had a great 4th of July yesterday. So we're doing delivery, but I'm actually waiting in line at a Chick-fil-A for myself. So I had a free peach milkshake from Chick-fil-A that's expiring today. So since we're in the slow afternoon part, I'm gonna get my freebie. All right, sounds good, Kaylee. I think I'm gonna be live till 4:30 or 5. Probably turn it off for supper and try to maximize that, but be on. So have a good hair appointment. Talk to you later. Not quite sure how to do this here. There's like 2 lanes. Are we supposed to merge? They bring it over. I don't usually do the drive-through at Chick-fil-A. I usually go in because I'm usually getting sweet tea and I want unlimited refills on it. I'm Southwest Florida, down in Naples. So we have had an up and down day of delivery. Started off slow and then had a good little spike for about an hour and a half for lunch, and now we're pretty slow again. So I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to go set up. Thinking maybe. I have 2 options. Option 1 is to head to Sprouts, which is only like a mile down the road. It sent me a bad Aldi order on Instacart. I just got to figure out a way to fill the next hour and a half. The other option is I could drive all the way to Costco, which is about like 6 miles or so, and just set up there. And see if we can snipe one good order. I'll show you this one. This is kind of an interesting. There's a couple different orders. I wonder if they're going the same. Oh, that's different. But $6, the bottom one there. $6, 1 item, 1 mile, Publix shop. Sitting in Chick-fil-A. Uber's sending me a Chick-fil-A. 7 for 4, but the drop-off location's away from where I want to go, so I pass on that one. And then we will, whenever I figure out where I want to be, I'll turn back. I'm just paused on Doordash, Earn by Time right now. So we just delivered a $20 PF Chang's on Earn by Time for Doordash. So that was really good. That was like one of the best orders I had all day. Hello. Thank you so much. Have a great day. All right, get out of the drive-through here. Get my straw opened up and get to work on this milkshake, right? Got the cherry on top and everything. It's a freebie, and was expiring today. All right, so here we go. It's thick. It's barely going through the straw. They put lots of whipped cream on top. So like I was saying, it's one of those treats I like. Yeah, it's one of those treats I like, but I probably never would pay for. But since they gave it to me free in the app, I was like, try to work things out, right? So it's like a slow time in the afternoon. So, and I was already by a Chick-fil-A, so it's like a perfect opportunity. The straw keeps on like sucking in on itself. So it's probably like a giant peach chunk stuck at the bottom of that. Better set that down while I drive on the main road here. I guess I'm just gonna take the Sprouts first, since I'm here. Like, no need to double all the way back to Costco if I can catch something from Sprouts. PF Chang's has been money today. Wow. So we had a $9 for like 2 mile, and then I had like a $16 for like 7 mile, and a $20 for 8 mile. So I don't normally go that far north, but that was like 3 good orders from like 11:30 to 2:30. So that's good. I gotta research and see. There might be a PF Chang's at the south end of our town too, but I don't know. So I might research that because I would rather deliver the south end of my town than the north end of my town. But So if you're kind of stuck for lunches like I've been, don't be afraid to change it up a little bit, because yeah, PF Chang's is not my normal area that I sit for lunch, and just had really good results today. So I know it's just one day, but it was on both. The encouraging part, it was good orders on both Uber and DoorDash. It's like 2/3 of my money, I think, has come from PF Chang's today between those two apps. All right, here we go. Here's the cherry. Tastes like chemicals. Some people are actually allergic to maraschino cherries. Like, I guess really allergic. There, a peach chunk finally came out, so I hopefully can use the straw again. All right, so this is our intersection here. Intersection for Sprouts. There's Oak and Stone, First Watch, taco place. So there are some options in here. So I'm gonna sit there. I'll turn on, once I get in the parking lot, I'll turn on DoorDash. I want to be a little closer. I mean, ideally, I'd like to get a decent sized Sprouts order, but honestly, at this point, I just want to keep busy. 3 to 5 o'clock, that's the name of the game. Just stay busy. Make a little bit of money, so that way, hopefully, you can make big money for supper. And I'm probably staying out late night tonight, too. We are going to do our normal Thursday night live stream tonight. We postponed it. We postponed it because of 4th of July last night. But it's not necessarily going to be at 10 p.m. So I'm just going to stay out delivering as long as there's orders to be delivered tonight. And then when I get home, I'm going to wrap up our series. We've been talking about overcoming failure and mistakes that we've made and how to do it and process it so we don't do it again. So we're going to talk about liberation and basically achieving freedom through repentance and forgiveness and what that looks like. All right. I'm just going to park here at Sprouts. So I've been just starting doing live ride-alongs, Presley, this week. Okay, Claudia, if I miss any comments, I'll catch up here in a second, too. Like the last week and a half, and finally figured out it's a rough technology setup, but it's good enough for now. So I'm streaming to you on like an iPhone 8 via the T-Mobile hotspot sync-up drive that I have in my car. So there's no data plan. This is all streaming off of car Wi-Fi. And then I'm running all of this off of a combination of car Wi-Fi and my data on Verizon, which I have for my main plan. And then, so that's the ride alongside it. So I've been just trying to do more of that. We're trying to get channel watch hours up so we can unlock super chats and stickers and stuff. And I'm like, well, I'm out here anyway. And I mean, there's pauses and there's breaks sometimes where, you know, either the stream has to pause or I just leave the phone in the car while I run into a store or do a drop off. This is, hold on, Eli, I'll be right back with you. So I want to finish this question first before I jump to the next one. But then Sunday through Thursday night, normally, that's our normal time, I do a live stream at 10 p.m. Eastern. And we pick a topic of the week and we kind of introduce it on Sunday. And then Monday through Thursday, we dig in a little bit deeper. So last week we talked about, what did we talk about last week? This feels so long ago. Oh my goodness. I think we talked about beginner eBay, beginner YouTube, beginner Amazon, or a beginner DoorDash, like kind of beginner side hustles, like how to start. This week we're talking about how you overcome failure and mistakes. Next week we're going to talk about being the ultimate gig delivery driver. What does that look like? You know, what are the traits of that? And then Eli, so just for me personally. Actually, I haven't even unpaused. Let me unpause Doordash here. So we're sitting in the Sprouts parking lot. Thank you, Trey. Yeah, we're trying. So I've some of these tips and stuff I've put in, the edited ride along. So I'll just like film and screenshot a ride along for a day and then turn it. But I just don't have extra time right now to do that. So the live ride alongs are nice because I get to hang out and answer questions in real time. But then at the same time, I don't have to do all the editing that I have to do for like a taped ride along. So $4 for 11-mile Uber. We just reject that. Eli, this is a peach milkshake. I had a free one in my app. So I had a free, and it expired today. And my last drop off was we just dropped off a $20 PF Chang's. And so it was close to Chick-fil-A, and it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm like, I'm just going to get it before I remember at like 9:30 tonight, right before it expires. So just a free peach milkshake from Chick-fil-A. All right, let me just make sure I'm catching up on everything. So Trey, I track my miles in an app, but I didn't actually look at what I've done today. But I can give you, just knowing roughly what I drove, I'm probably about 70 to 80 miles, I would guess, today so far. When I do like a 10 to 12 hour day, it's usually like 200 miles. So I use my LIQ. It tracks everything in the background. But unless there's a specific reason to do it for a video, I don't like look at how many miles I start at the beginning of each day and how many I end at, because it doesn't matter. The app does the work for me. So you can certainly do it by hand if you want to track your miles by hand, but I recommend just get an app that runs in the background all the time. Making a mess, but these peach chunks are too big to go through the straw. All right, I think I saw something about like a favorite soup or something, right? Favorite soup. Hey, mute. Welcome. What is my favorite soup? That's a good question. I would say kind of depends on the mood, but I'll give you some of my top candidates for favorite soup. One is a really good chicken tortilla soup. So with all the toppings, like add the cilantro, the cheese, the sour cream, jalapenos, sometimes even cheese sauce. Of course, the tortillas crushed up, crumbled. So that's one candidate. That's on my mind too, because my wife made some this week and it was really good. My wife is a great, excellent cook. So earlier in the stream, I was eating yeast rolls, little sandwiches on yeast rolls that she made yesterday. So I'm kind of biased. Another favorite soup is like I don't know exactly what it's called, but like a baked potato soup. So like potato, cheese, bacon, throw some sour cream on top, kind of like a hearty, meaty type of potato soup. Yeah, soups can be hard on the beard. This milkshake too. Like I got like whipped cream on it like multiple times here. So those two, and then if I'm pairing it, this is kind of the classic nostalgic, but give me a grilled cheese sandwich, Velveeta on like Wonder Bread, butter, grilled cheese sandwich, and Campbell's tomato soup. Just let me go back to my childhood. It can't go wrong with that. So those three. And then if you would consider this a soup, so here we go, as we're waiting. So we're just sitting here at, I got a couple restaurants here, and I'm sitting at a Sprouts, just seeing if we can get anything. See, what do you do with this stuff? I hate these ores. I don't think it's worth it. Seven for 4 miles, but not a good drop-off location. So it's basically 7 for 8 miles to get back to anything. Is chili? Would you consider that a soup? I know, I'm trying. So the problem with this is there's big peach chunks that are like the straw's not big enough for. So then they get stuck down the bottom, But then you pull out the straw and there's like whipped cream and milkshake everywhere. See, these are the parts of streaming. So if you consider chili a soup, then chili would also be high on my list. Now, I'm not a huge fan of chili beans. I'll eat them. I didn't eat them at all. See, okay, so now we got a debate. Right? So Trey thinks chili is a soup. Presley thinks it's not. Or chili soup. I guess it. No, I don't want runny chili, right? Like I don't want liquid chili. I want it to be thick and everything. But it's like what's a sandwich? Is a hot dog a sandwich? It's meat in between bread. Is a taco a sandwich? I'm gonna swap my water to the front, Gatorade to the back, because I don't need to be drinking Gatorade after I'm having a milkshake. Drink some water to. All right, so I'm gonna hang here just about 3 more minutes to see if we get anything worthwhile, and then I'm just gonna, if not, head towards Costco. We'll probably get a DoorDash somewhere between here and Costco, but just completely too big of chunks. It's the grandiose things that we're turning down here this afternoon. $4 for 11 miles. You Instacart people. Yeah, I delivered some Wendy's chili yesterday. It was one of my orders. They ordered some chili. I don't know if any of you guys are Instacart. Did you guys do this one? Shop only, so you don't have to deliver it. $8.50 for 23 items, 35 units. If you were sitting in the parking lot, obviously it's not worth driving. If you were sitting in the parking lot or you're at the store, would you do that? Think you can get that done in 20 minutes? Maybe if you know the store really well. It's only one customer. Let's see what the items look like. Just a little bit of produce. The shop doesn't look too hard. I recognize most of the items. I don't know if you heard. I just heard some thunder. I think I just saw some lightning too. You're on the Instacart wait list? Yeah. I'm on the I got off the Instacart. That only took me about a month. Grubhub took me like a year. I've been on Amazon Flex. I just think because we've been talking about more things. I don't even remember my Walmart Spark login. I was on a wait list there last I knew. I'm still on the Flex wait list for like over a year. Let's see. Let's try. Hold on. There's another lightning. I don't know if you guys can see those. Yeah, just my most recent email is from April that we're not accepting new drivers in your preferred zone at this time. periodically check your portal. So I'll do that if I can remember my login. Let's see. Yeah, no, and I mean, that's apparently I don't even know my login for Spark right now, so I'll have to do that. So yeah, like we want to help you with that too. I'm fairly convinced, depending on what you're looking for. If you're looking for an extra, let's say you want to work 5 hours, 6 days a week, something like that. So you want an extra 30 hours a week. I'm fairly convinced that you can make $100 in 5 hours in a lot of markets. You know, maybe not the smallest of small towns, but you know, towns of 50,000 people and up. You should be able to get close to, our channel goal is $25 an hour, but we don't even always achieve it. It's just a goal. You know, goals are goals. You know, if you're willing to work from like 4:30 to 9:30, I think you can make $100 most nights in most markets. And then if you're willing to put a little more, or if you're willing to just work more on like a Saturday, Sunday thing. So there's a learning curve. You might not be able to hit 20 an hour right away, but that's kind of what this channel is here for, to help you break out of that learning curve. Now, if you're looking to create a full-time income off of it, I personally don't recommend it. Oh, there's an ibis crossing the street. It's one of our local birds. Can you see him there? He's just going across the street. He's actually walking like right up to the burger place. I don't know if I can find him there. There he is, Walker Place. Not as fun as our mama duck with all her baby ducks yesterday, but still. If you're looking for full-time income, I don't really recommend gig delivery work as a full-time. I would say you'd be much better off trying to start either a YouTube channel eventually. Hey, Two Evil, how's it going? Or just start with like eBay, Amazon, reselling, flipping products and stuff like that. Yeah, I definitely don't recommend it for full time. But if you're looking for like 20 to 40 hours a week, you know, and starting at like, now this is gross, not net, because you got to consider gas and all those other things, but starting at 18 to 20 gross and then slowly working your way up. Yes, and Two Evil recommends spider farming and spiders in all sorts of things. So we are, it's kind of slow afternoon here. I just got my free milkshake from Chick-fil-A that they sent me in the app that was expiring today, peach milkshake. We just sat at the Sprouts parking lot because it was near our drop-off for about 15 minutes, but no go. and roast spider legs. They're extra crunchy, but it takes a lot to fill you up. So I'm on earn by time for the afternoon here, and Doordash still isn't sending me much. Grubhub and Uber. Uber sent me a couple good ones for lunch. And we're not much worse off than we were yesterday at this time, though. Let's see. What did we do earlier today? Let's see if I can... We're like 75 in 4 hours. So, just kind of what it's been all week. So I'm headed in the direction of Costco. I don't expect to make it to Costco before DoorDash sends me something, but I'm just going to go for there. If we make it all the way to Costco, then I'm going to pause DoorDash and try to snag a Costco order. So, that's what we got. Sipping on a milkshake. Just trying to get paid. The big debate that we're having in the chat: soup or not? Does it count as soup? If you count chili as soup, it's definitely one of my favorite soups. If you don't, well, then it's not. So chime in the comments below. Is chili, do you consider chili soup? Yes, that's the other one, right? Cereal with milk. Is that soup? What is soup? I would be more likely to call chili soup than cereal soup, but I don't know why I could tell you. In my mind, soup should be savory, not sweet, and I just associate breakfast cereal as sweet. So that might be the reason I would think of it as such. Not saying I'm right, just in my head. Soup should be savory, salty. And I just think of cereal maybe as it that's just its own category. Yeah. Any good potato soup, potato with like good sausage or whatever. Yeah, that's true. It's like it's so thick that it's not. It's like just if it's like 90% solid and only 10% liquid, does that still make it soup? I don't know. But in my head, I just think of it because I like thick soup. So like we were talking about like chicken tortilla soup. Like I like my chicken tortilla soup with like very little broth. I mostly want like chicken and tomato and pepper chunks and sour cream and so. Grubhub, what did you got? Yeah, this is Grubhub for you. $18 for 21 miles. We're gonna pass on that. And it's from Five Guys. How soggy are their fries gonna be after a 21-mile trip? Don't order Five Guys and expect crispy fries. There ain't nothing a hot bag can do about that. They're nuts. Grubhub's nuts. And I mean, here's the thing. Grubhub's base pay isn't great. It's probably like $4. There's probably a $14 tip on it. I mean, kudos to the customer. Kudos to the customer for tipping well, but there's no hot bag in the world that's going to get you crispy fries for your Five Guys going 18 miles, 21 miles, whatever that is. Doordash is just sleeping, and it's even raining. Raining should be good. So come on, Instacart, give me something good here. It's all this talk about soup and milkshakes and yeast rolls and chili and cereal. It's hard not to get hungry. Now, but would you call a melted bowl of ice cream? I might actually call that soup. I would call it soupy. If you had a bowl of ice cream and all melted, that's soupy ice cream. So maybe we can call a bowl of cereal and milk soupy. This is why. How slow is it? Here we go. All right. This is one of the best tasting pizza places in town. And they're also one of the slowest pizza places in town. So I only like taking them if I'm on earn by time. So that's good. It's coming up right here. They're super nice people. I'm not even gonna hang out in the restaurant though. I'm just gonna hang out with you guys for like. I'll check in really quick. But they're one of those people. If they tell you 5 minutes, it means 15. In one of my recorded ride-alongs, I got here and they told me they're getting better at estimating their times. But basically, they told me like it was going to be 25 minutes. So I took an Ubereats order, picked it up, dropped it off, got back, and then it still wasn't ready. So, yeah, Trey, yes, in general, but there are definitely lower tipping zones and lower tipping restaurants. So, to maximize your opportunities for a tip, even here, where there is lots of money, you're still trying to pair up a good tipping restaurant and trying to pair that with a good tipping delivery zone. So I'm trying to piece all those things together. I'm not taking this. This is the highest offer I've seen on. Oh, not that one. That it's like a combo Costco Target, $40, 66 units, 31 miles. I mean, that's so far out there. Such a long trip. All right. So I love this pizza place. Yes. Yeah, we're a huge snowbird. So that's the other part, which is November through March is a completely different animal here for delivery versus April through October. So it is a significant slowdown once April starts rolling around. Oh, there's parking space right up front. Anyway, this pizza place is absolutely delicious. One of my favorite ones to eat at. But Fire Arizona, yep, you got snowbirds. You got snowbirds there too. Well, this one, if I were sitting at Target, that's not horrible. I prefer it to be 15, but $11 for 5 miles for three units, 3 items. But all right, so arrive at store. So we got that. I think my pizza bag is actually in the back, so we'll get that. I'm gonna do this. I'll leave everything running here, but I'm just gonna see if it happens to be ready, but usually not. This is, again, I want to eat here, but they're really slow usually, kind of like PF Chang's. So it's a good run earn by time. That's fine, but I'm not gonna wait inside. I'll hang out with you guys if it's gonna be a long wait. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They were ready. Hey. So we will take that. I mean, I'm on earn by time, so I don't care that much, but I'd still rather. Gonna move my leftover sandwiches back to the cooler. I'll need those later. It's still better to deliver faster. Sorry, I gotta blow my nose really quick. And I'm not saying rush speed, but you shouldn't waste time on earn by time. Okay? Because you still have tips, right? You're gonna get paid the same per hour, no matter how many deliveries you make. So the more deliveries you can make, your earn per hour time stays the same. You just don't have to be worried if it takes a long time because you know you're getting paid. But the faster you can get it completed, your next order, the faster you can get your next tip. So I think that sometimes people think, well, just because, and we're going to be going like right back by Sprouts. That's where this is going. So we gotta double back through all of that. And I actually got to take like some back ways out of here. I could go that way and make a U-turn, but I'm trying to avoid making U-turns. I think a lot of people have this attitude, well, I'm just going to go on my time, and I'm going to lollygag and dilly-dally, and I'm getting paid the whole time. But I'd rather complete 3 earn by times in an hour than 2 times in an hour. Have the same amount of active time, so you get paid for the same amount of delivery time, but I'm going to take my odds with getting 3 tips in an hour versus 2 tips in an hour. So, yeah, just earn by time, I'm going to waste time. First of all, Doordash is not going to look that long term if they see that pattern. You want to get to more orders so you can get more tips. Now we're kind of heading into like our rush hour time here, so the benefits to earn by time have much more to do with the fact that if you're waiting, you're rewarded for waiting instead of being punished for waiting. That's the way to look at it. But it doesn't actually reward you for going slower. Because 3 tips in an hour is almost always going to pay better than 2 tips in an hour. So 3:30. So the drop off's gonna be like 3:50. I think I want to go back and sit at Sprouts, but I think I'm just gonna keep aiming back south. Just keep heading back in the direction of Costco till I get something. I don't know. Maybe DoorDash will hit us right away now. But and then if I'm still far away from where I want to be for supper, come like 4:30, then I'll just pause DoorDash. Not taking it. $5 for 11 miles on Uber for a Walmart pickup. Oh, I'm tired.
There's been lots of deliveries for the last few days.
but it hasn't been lots of shopping, so it's been lots of time sitting in this particular car seat. So you don't get a chance to put your legs. Yeah, I wish. If I were home, I would fall asleep in no time. Read me a little bit on top of like everything else. It's helpful in the moment because it's like, oh my goodness, I'd be so bored if it was just me. It's fun hanging out with whoever can be on at whatever time, and it's just been really fun doing this. But I'm still an introvert at heart, and so after all is said and done, it's like, okay, I kind of need that break, recovery break. So I'm gonna stream till like 4:30 or 5. Then I'll probably just go run supper solo, try to be as efficient as I can. But yeah, we'll do another. As I get on again, we'll do another hour or hour and a half of afternoon deliveries here. And then I'll be live sometime tonight after I'm done delivering, wrapping up our nighttime live streams for this week, where we've been talking about overcoming failure and mistakes and how to move on so we don't make the same failures and mistakes again, both in gig delivery and business world as well as just in our personal life. So it applies to all sorts of different contexts. So I've been doing about 1.5 years of gig delivery work. So, and then 6 months of doing this YouTube channel. And so we've got lots of different side hustle things that we focus on here. So about 1.5 years of gig delivery work, 6 months of this YouTube channel and working to the whole process of monetizing and start working my way over here. Monetizing it and how to actually pull an income and develop an income off of YouTube. And then I also have an eBay store. Mostly sell sports cards, but I have an eBay store. And I just recorded some videos this week on some of my eBay processes. And then I have an Amazon FBA account. That was actually where my primary source of income used to be. And I'm going to be rebooting that here in the weeks coming ahead too. Especially using the retail arbitrage model. So buying things from store shelves, either on clearance or just hard to find things, and then reselling them on Amazon for a profit. So I'm going to be focusing more on that. Basically, I'm working on getting all the infrastructure of this channel set up. So that way, by the time fall gets here, we'll be really ready to go. Because I think we're going to be running non-stop here from September all the way through December. It has been a long time since I've had a regular W-2 job. I've been a pastor and a youth pastor. No, you're good. Ask away. That's what's fun about this. Hey, Dig Deeper. Welcome. Sorry I missed you saying hi just here a second ago. I was busy trying to make a left turn. Rush hour traffic. Yeah, so I've been a youth pastor and a pastor. So those are all technically considered self-employed. I did, for a short period of time, I worked for UPS for a season. I want to say from like November through February or March. That was like 10 plus years ago. So yeah, almost all my stuff is just solo entrepreneur stuff. Yeah, so dig deeper. So let's talk through. Let's talk because we've been kind of talking about that throughout the day today. I've been trying to crack lunchtime here because I have just not been able to make any money at lunchtime. I mean, even this week, and this is across all apps, but even this week we've been averaging like 18 to 20 an hour. It's been rough. It's been hard. So what we did today for lunchtime is I actually asked for suggestions. Like, where do you guys think I should go? And, you can tell me a restaurant. If I have it, I'll go there. And somebody said, hey, go to PF Chang's. So I went to PF Chang's, which I never go to for lunch, and I got 3 bangers, like a $9 for 2 mile, a $14 for 7 mile, and then later we got a $20 for 8 mile from PF Chang's. So kind of talk just about this process of like, how do you change things up? So give me some breakdowns. Are you on old program or are you on tiers? So that's kind of, okay, you've been cherry picking the best you can. But but like, are you on the old or on tiers? Because, there's different, I think there's different strategies that apply to both. What's your general market? You don't have to be like super specific, but like your nearest metro area or your like inner city, suburban. And then, okay, so you're on the old program. Cherry picking. I wonder how many places even still have the old program. Okay, so this was my strategy on the old program that I liked. The final week of the month, I would take however many orders I needed to be top dasher. Okay? So I'll just assume you have an acceptance rate of 0, even though I know it's higher than that. But just for the sake of math and easy discussion. So let's say we got to, in this month, July 23rd or so. Okay? So you get to July 23rd, and you have a 0% acceptance rate. What I would do is I would spend the next 7 days taking 70 orders. And I would probably do it on earn by time because I'm taking everything. Yeah. No, that's where I was. Like, so most of the month I would be between like 16 to 30%. And it would be up and down. That'd be between 16 and 30%. But the last week of the month, I would just set aside and I would take as many shifts as I possibly can and try to complete 70 orders in 7 days. Okay, now your number will be less than that. You don't need to take the full 70 if you're at 16%. You might need to take 60 orders, right? But I would just aim to take like 10 to 12 orders a day. Lock up and lock in top dasher. Because the big difference between the old program and the new program, hold on, let me get on the road here safely. I'm skidding my tires on the wet road. The big difference between the old program and the new program is that top dasher is good for the whole month versus platinum dasher, you have to be constantly maintaining it. Like, if I just declined 10 orders in a row right now, I would lose platinum dasher and I'd have to work to get it back. Top dasher, as long as you have it on the first of the month, you have it for the whole month. Okay, it's huge difference. And so you could do something like that and then try out the top tier for like the first week of the month, right? Because you're starting at 70%. As long as you're above 50, you should be getting like the plus orders and different things like that. See if it makes a difference. Plus, then you have Dash Now anytime. So you don't have to worry about schedule blocked out. And then you can then cherry pick, still hard, but you're cherry picking starting from 70% acceptance rate instead of 16. And then the final week of the next month, assuming you're still on the old plan, same thing. So I always like that model because it would be like 1 week a month would be kind of be like a humbling time for me where I'm taking everything. Yeah, you get some no-tip orders, but then you also get some good deliveries that you probably wouldn't have taken that still turn out to be pretty good. You get to meet some new customers. You get to go into some new restaurants you wouldn't normally go to. And you're at least extracting a lot of base pay out of Amazon, or out of Amazon. A lot of base pay out of Doordash. $12 for 19 mile Taco Bell. It's the best Ubereats has for me right now. So perhaps something like that, 3 for 3. About to make our turn here into our drop-off community. So I'll check your comments in a second, everybody. It's just a little crazy. Hey, the gate is even open. How nice is that? Don't even need to slow down if the gate is open. Something along those lines I might try just to change things up. The other thing is look at different, try a different cluster of restaurants to set up. Try some different times. I don't know what times you've been out. If you've been only earn per offer, definitely fiddle around with earn by time, and see if, especially in these like afternoons, like right now, it's not like I'm expecting to make tons of money, but it's like at least I'm staying busy. And then of course you can also, I don't know if you're running any other apps, but if you have the opportunity to multi-app, it gives you more opportunities to do those things. So I still think that part of DoorDash is probably still kind of broken, because especially until they get everybody. Oh, thank you so much, Dig Deeper. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not here to say, hey, everything is rainbows and unicorns. And I was venting some of my broader frustrations with DoorDash earlier too, just because I think they could be such a much better. Sorry, I'm going to show you guys this. More of these ibises, these birds. They got long beaks and they just peck at the grass looking for bugs and stuff after it rains. So, but I would just, in general, change it up a little bit. It's also summer. This is the worst time of the year, according to them. This is not according to me. This is according to all of their reports. It's always February is like the peak of the year, and everything like that's the peak, and it goes downhill from February, and then it goes uphill towards February. My guess is the peak would be probably right around Super Bowl or whatever. So part of it is it's the summer grind. So what you might have to do if you have actual financial goals is you may just have to budget more time. And like I'm struggling to figure out, like I'm trying to crack it, but it's really 25 an hour is really hard to do. I did a 25 an hour, 12 hours. I think it was last Saturday. Did 25 an hour for 12 hours. And it's the first time in months I've been able to pull that off. But that's still rare. It's not like I could do it. Like it's not happening today. That's for sure. I mean, maybe tomorrow. But I would definitely be pushing all in on the times that you can, that are the best, and maybe just minimize the times that aren't as good or change it up. So, like if you haven't done late night in a while, I would recommend, if you feel safe enough to do it, throw on earn by time. If I were you, I'd be out there every supper that I could possibly be out there, and as much of Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays as I could possibly be out there. I know that doesn't always work for everybody, but I would try to maximize my supper times and my weekend times, and then change it up. So like if you don't normally go out for like 7 a.m. breakfast, go out and try 7 a.m. breakfast. See if that's better, because it's summer and you got like more people ordering Starbucks and stuff like that. Or do late night. So like do your earn by time till 9 o'clock or 8:30 or 8 o'clock, whenever your supper orders slow down, and then switch over to earn per offer and just see how late. You might have to wait a little bit, but usually once the late night orders kick in around 10 o'clock, Usually on earn by time, you can stay pretty busy till, at least in my market, till 1 o'clock. So there's a chance for that. So just fiddle around with some different things. If something's not working, change it up. And then if you find something that is working, then double down on it. So maybe that'll help you get some traction. But like I said, the broader thing is it is summer. So maybe I guess one other thought, maybe you take offers that are a little bit worse than what you normally would to stay busy. I'm pickier, so maybe you start taking 25% of your orders or something like that, as opposed to 15. 16, 6. Where am I going? Oh, there we go. Ugh. All right, can't turn the camera around this time. Just showing some license plates and stuff, but I can leave everything streaming, so I'll be right back with you and drop off our one little pizza here real quick. Still got a lot of thunder rumbling. It's sunny out, and the thunder is rumbling. All right, we're back. We didn't play guess the tip, but we usually do that here. Guess the total. So I'm gonna guess $12. I'm gonna guess about $7 in base pay plus a $5 tip. We do this for one reason, just to see how well we know our market. So we're gonna hit confirm. Guessing $12. What do we got? All right, 6 and 4. So on the right track. $10 order. It took us 28 minutes. So again, that's like right around the $20 an hour pace. That's where we've been this week. We've put in more hours this week though, so our earnings are going to be up for the week. So sometimes you've got to sacrifice things like dollars per hour to increase dollars per week. And I know that seems kind of counterintuitive. Okay, so you work full. But maximize your dinner rush for sure. Change it up. Change up the restaurants that you normally set up at, and push yourself. So, yeah, I'll take that for 3:30 in the afternoon. I will take $10 for 30 minutes all afternoon. If I could get one more of those right now, that would be great. And then you get like $20 for your hour. And people don't really realize this. Like, even when you look at some of like the crazy videos that I've done on this feed, like the $600 in one day. In that $600 in one day, there was like an hour and a half straight where I didn't get any deliveries, right? So it's like, if you're gonna do a 12-hour shift of this, you're gonna have hours that are bad. if you're going to do a 24-hour shift, you might have multiple hours where you're not making it. What you're trying to do is you're trying to balance the bad hours out with some really good hours. And sorry about that. We're kind of in a kind of the edge of our connectivity zone. You're trying to make sure that you're making some money in the slow times. And I see especially Instacart shoppers struggle with this a lot because they're so trained to sit and wait for a good order to come through. So they'll sit in a parking lot for 2 hours with no other potential of income, waiting for the great order to hit. And I get sucked into that sometimes too. It's like, if you're going to be sitting in a parking lot waiting for a good order to come in, then you need to have at least. And I struggle with this too, and I've showed you a couple this afternoon that I don't know if I should take them or not. And the answer is I probably should. But then if I take them, I'd probably be frustrated that I took them, right? Like, you guys probably understand that. It's like I had one when I was sitting at Sprouts. It was like $7 for 5 miles from Uber. Like, I don't want to take that order. But being that I could have gotten it all delivered before I had even another order sent to my phone, I probably should have taken it. And then I'd have $7 more towards my goal for the day with whatever. I don't have one particular today. I was hoping for $250, but it's probably going to be more like a $200 day unless supper is really good or stay out really late. But as an independent contractor, you have to be disciplined enough where you can come out and say, you know what? Not every order has to be a banger order. I'm not saying take the bottom orders. I mean, I've showed you plenty on stream today where it's like, okay, I'm not going to take that. That's totally not worth it. But on the other hand, if you just don't ever take anything that's marginal, you just got to do the math. So one of the things I've been kind of playing around with is this. So the channel goal is 25 an hour. But I've been starting to think, like, I need to start really giving myself a minimum that I'm kind of holding myself accountable to hit. Yeah, sorry, this is a really rough connection zone here. So here's what I'm actually going to do, because I don't even want, I'm pausing my Doordash here till we can get turned around and headed the way I want to head. So what if, dig deeper, I'm just kind of, because I've been kind of toying around with this idea, and maybe you can mess with it too, and between the two of us, we can see if there's something worthwhile here. I've been thinking, like, I need to start enforcing an hourly minimum on myself, where I'm saying, okay, if the goal is 25 an hour, I need to say maybe my minimum needs to be 18 an hour. Like, so then that becomes the filter through which I look at an offer. So then any $6 offer that I can get done in 20 minutes or less is fair game, right? Because then if I can get 3 of those in an hour, then I at least hit my hourly minimum. And so I've often wondered, has my drive to a high goal actually limited how much I've made? Because I've passed on, in the past, $6 for 3-mile orders that I could get done in 20 minutes. But because it wasn't up to the higher standard, I passed on it. And so I'm not saying take everything, but I'm just kind of wondering, because I've been thinking this in my head out loud, and it kind of seems like you've got some similar things to me. So I don't know what your goal is or what you would call your minimum order, but if you stretch that a little bit lower, you don't have to go tremendously lower, but just a little bit lower, with the goal of staying busier, and then really emphasize your customer service with the goal of trying to maybe get a couple of increased tips along the way. And you say, okay, my goal is 25 an hour, but I'm going to take any order that would promise me 18 an hour. then maybe instead of having an hour where you have no good orders and you make nothing, you get 3 orders and you make 18. Knowing that, hey, just there's going to be days where you got to grind it out, and then there's days where the orders are good, and then you be picky. So just thoughts to stew around in your head, because I've been kind of thinking about that a lot. Is how much does a goal sometimes limit you? Goal, so then it limits you on actually accomplishing the goal that you're trying to do. So. Okay, so another good question there, Trey. And is it important as to potential offers to be sitting in parking lots at the restaurants? So if you had asked me that 6 months ago, I would say you don't need to be in the parking lot, you just need to be close. But if Tiers is in your market, which it now is in mine for Doordash, it feels like you have to be a lot closer to the restaurant to get the best orders. Which, as much as that's frustrating, it actually kind of makes sense, right? Because the better customers, yeah, Tommy Thunder, that's what we're doing. We're hanging out, meeting new people, hanging out with old friends, getting the watch hours up. Like, we've been, yesterday was killer. We got like over 20 watch hours in. It's fun. It's just fun because we get to just talk. We get to talk even during the boring times. It's a lot better than me just scrolling. At least I'm community and creating as we go, as opposed to just consuming. This is the second stream of the day because the first one had some connectivity issues, but we're almost up to 10 watch hours. Yeah, that's what we do. We grind it out. Get your side hustle on while you get your side hustle on, which is, again, one of the reasons I recommend to everybody, see if there's a way that you can integrate a YouTube channel into like what you already do. Because even though we're not monetized here on YouTube yet, it's like all this work that I'm putting in is a goal of like making money while I make money. And like we said yesterday when we're streaming, I had sales on eBay. So I had sales on eBay while I was out delivering. So it's like, okay, making money while you make money. So, okay. So what's your, tell me, I want to try, I want to get back to your order, wow, my brain is having a hard time braining. All right, I'm going to turn Doordash back on now that we're at least a little bit this way. What's like a minimum, what's the lowest type of offer you would take? So you only have to go a mile. Are you taking $6, $7, $8, $10? What's like, oh, it's a 1 mile delivery. What would be the lowest order that you would take? And then let me know and I'll get back to that. So Trey, I would say the closer you can be, the better. But I also don't think you should sit in one restaurant for more than about 10 to 15 minutes. If you're sitting in a place and there's no orders coming through after like 10 minutes, I would just highly consider moving to another place. So, yeah, so dig deeper. I would just say, maybe for the summertime, what if you just pushed it to 6? Okay? Because I've pushed it to 6 recently, and I'll even do, on DoorDash, I'll do 5 for 1. Just because I'm trying to keep acceptance rate up. So it's a slightly different reason why, but I mean, I'll do that. I don't take 5 or less on Uber. In fact, I really take less than 7 on Uber. But maybe I need to reconsider that. But what if you just said, okay, $6 for a mile? And then just add, for every mile, you add $1 from there. 7 for 2, 8 for 3, 9 for 4. Just give yourself, on those. And of course, then maybe you're taking even 10 for 6 or 7 or 8. But I'm just wondering if you just expanded your offers by 20%, would that free things up for you? So I think it's fine to sit, but I wouldn't sit too long. I think if you're sitting anywhere more than about 15 minutes, it's going to probably show to the algorithm more like you're inactive. It would show more like you're inactive and disinterested than anything else. Yeah, and like I said, I mean, if you can get all your evening shifts and you don't have to worry about scheduling, then probably going for Top Dasher is not going to be worth it for you. Um, if you're not having an issue scheduling, that's the primary. But do that. Yeah, I would just try to fiddle with it and then say, okay, can I slide a little further north or a little further south or east or west in my zone, and try out this. Let me sit at this restaurant. Try things like I've been fiddling with things like it's Tuesday. What if I just set up at taco places on Tuesday? Because maybe it's only a 10% bump, but maybe there's a 10% bump in all the taco orders on Tuesdays for Taco Tuesdays. I tend to hang more on pizza places on Fridays and Saturdays. Why? Because my family likes to eat pizza on Friday, and I think there's probably other families that are like that too, that they're gonna just be more like pizza's like an end of the week celebration party food that lots of families and families with kids will tend to do. Once football season gets here, I'm pretty convinced that if there's a football game on TV, you should think about being out delivering if you can. Because when are people more likely to want to order food and not actually get up and go somewhere? Well, while they're sitting and watching a football game, right? So I like to watch football, but if I'm trying to make money, I've got to maybe sacrifice something I like to do to make money when it's most available to me. And it's like you don't even have to be out for the whole football. You just go out for the first half through halftime, and then you go home, watch the end of the game, and do that. But it's like, for me, it's like Sunday night, I want to be out delivering. Monday night football, I want to be out delivering. Thursday night football, I want to be out delivering. College football, I want to be out delivering. Because football and food and people not wanting to leave their TVs and order food in all go together. People have been ordering pizza while football games are going on for decades. And now they don't just have to pick pizza, they can do pizza and wings and Chinese food and sushi and anything else they want, all from the comfort of their home. It might be easier because you can just be like, hey, I'm delivering. If there's a football game on, I should be delivering. And that's my mentality. It's like, football's on, I need to be delivering. Because people are going to be ordering pizza, people are going to be ordering wings, and then there's going to be groups of people who aren't watching football that are still ordering anyway because they normally do. So yeah, just some ideas, hopefully help you guys. And you flex, everything flexes. So the orders I'm taking now will be different than the orders I take at 6 o'clock tonight, hopefully. Hopefully I'm taking much better orders at 6 o'clock tonight than I am now. But I'd rather make money now than make no money now. Okay, so Trace, so then how long of a delivery slot time slot would you be able to set aside? So are you going to be able to do like a full Saturday delivery every week? Because if you can do a full Saturday delivery and you think that 40-minute away is worth it, then, if that's the better zone, and then you combo it up with, while you're also over there, you do a handful of other things, $9 for 10 mile on Grubhub that we're going to pass on. So maybe you can say, okay, this Saturday I want to deliver from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., but I also need to get a couple of things out. So I'll head over at 8, run my errands from 8 to 10, then I'll deliver from 10 to 8, get 10 hours of delivery in where it makes sense because you already had to go to that market in the first place. And then you come home after that, right? Like, so, if on the other hand, you're only going to have, like, say 3 hours to deliver a supper, and you're just going to have free from like 5 to 8 on a weeknight, then maybe use that for your 15-minute away time slot. So like I've got, sometimes I'll just head up further north, especially when my zone is like kind of dry, but I only want to head up further north if I'm going to be able to be up there all day so I can take advantage of it. Now I end up driving all around my town. Even today I've been up to Bonita Springs, which is the next town to our north, so I'll move throughout the day, but I'm still basically trying to set up relatively close to my home zone. But tomorrow, if I get brought up to Bonita or Estero, or you're even into Fort Myers, and it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, that's not a big deal because I can hang out up there all day. So maybe it's a slightly better delivery zone, but it's not worth me just driving there, but I'll let it take me there. So the other thing that'd be interesting is once you get on these apps is just turn them on. Maybe what you're in the country, but maybe they'll still send you an offer while you're in the country driving into town to pick something up from something on the outskirts of town more into town. It's that same pizza place we just delivered from. $10 for 16 miles. That's a pass. We're just aiming the car towards Costco for right now. That's what we're doing. Not necessarily. It's kind of late to get a Costco, but just headed towards where I want to be for supper in general. Not expecting supper orders to start yet, but just heading in that general direction. So I'm probably going to stream here till about 5, just so you guys know. So if you got any other questions, let me know. We'll do about another half an hour, 45 minutes. Okay, about 75 miles south of Atlanta. Is that near Valdosta? I like Valdosta. I don't know exactly. Got it. $6 for 6 mile Uber. We're gonna pass on that. Got a guy in a yellow raincoat just like on a little moped riding down the road. Or what's the Vienna, not Valdosta. Vienna. That's the one I was thinking of. Valdosta's way south. Vienna. They have that little almond farm. We're Nuts Almond Farm. I feel like 75 miles south of Atlanta is probably near Vienna. I got a buddy who lives up in Athens. Well, it's on the other side of Atlanta. It's like the northeast, right? I'm looking forward to football season for food deliveries, though. Football games and food just go well together. I say that as a football fan, too. If I get to Costco, I'm probably going to actually turn Doordash off because there's not many good Doordash restaurants by Costco. We'll see. So this is kind of a difficult time to know what to do. Because in an hour, I want to be kind of like downtown. I don't really want to take anything far away from where I am right now. We'll go sit in the Costco parking lot. Just turn Doordash off. We'll go Uber, because you can get, at least locally here, you can get Uber orders at Costco now. So I love Uber, love Instacart, love Grubhub. By the way, if you haven't liked the stream or subscribed yet, certainly would love if you would do that for the channel. Appreciate it so much. We're at 554 subscribers. I think we're up 4 today. I think we're at 550 this morning. And we were just chipping away at our watch hours, trying to get to 3,000. And you're a little more than 1,300. Okay, Macon. Okay, gotcha. It's been a little while since I've driven through there, but I have driven through there a bunch of times. Mainly the I-75. If you keep following I-75 all the way down, you'll hit me down here in Naples. Now this would be the time if it were just me and I wasn't streaming, I'd just go park and then just recline the seat back and maybe even doze off for a few minutes. All right, got ourselves a parking spot in Costco. See if I missed any other comments while we were driving there. Gotcha. East of Macon, north of Columbus. $22 for PetSmart and Publix. Not heading in the direction I really want to go, so that's fine. We'll pass on that. I won't point out like specific cities, but I just want to get like a general area, general idea. But that's what I would say is, I mean, ideally you'd want to test out both of those delivery markets, your closer and your further one. But if you theoretically could, you'd want to test out the one further away when you could be over there for a longer time, and then do the closer market when you had a little extra free time. Or sorry, do the closer market when you have less free time. You know, so if you only have 2 hours, just go drive 15 minutes, get to the closer one. But if you got like 5 or 6 hours, maybe make the drive to the further away and then pair it up with stuff you already had to do over there anyway, or make an excuse to do a couple things over there. Needs to make them Columbus. Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So it's like most days I'm not going to go to Fort Myers, but some days I would drive up there, drive the 45 minutes because I want to change things up, or my area is slow, or I just want to explore something different. I mean, just doing a cursory check of those two markets, it looks like Macon's got a little bit more than Columbus. Oh yeah, gotcha. Yeah, no, and there's still lots of recovery. I mean, it's not the major stuff, but the Naples Pier still hasn't been fixed from a couple years ago. pretty slow. It says Costco is a red zone right now on Instacart, but not showing me anything that makes me believe that. $9 for 10-mile Uber from Culver's. I would consider something like that right now if it brought me to downtown, because it's like I'm going to be driving downtown. $18 for 9-mile, 12-item from Costco. It's not a horrible order, but again, it's taken the wrong direction. So I care more this right about now about what direction the next order is going to drop me off in, or I care as much about that as anything. So it's like, yeah, I could take that Costco order, but it's going to double back everything we just drove to get here in the first place. Give it about 10 minutes here. I'll just keep on driving. We're at about $85 for the day. A little low for where we'd like to be, but so anyway, feel free to chat away if you guys got any other questions about anything. We're just kind of sitting, waiting for an order. So what I like to do here is while I'm sitting here, I'm checking in on all of the different potential income streams that I have, potential and actual, right? So going through emails, checking to see if I have any correspondences, if there's anybody I need to respond to, if there's any channel sponsors who are reaching out, any of these different things. So checking up. So here's one of my emails saying I just earned 18 cents from a referral bonus from the Upside app. So I use the Upside app to get cash back on gas, and then also I have an affiliate link, gets you cash back on your gas and gives me a percentage back as well. And so it's like, okay, so somebody used my link to fill up, and so I earned 18 cents. And so it's just kind of cool. So while I'm sitting here, I'm trying to not just waste time, right? Because the temptation is I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to scroll the internet, and I'm trying to like check out things. So like I'm going to hop on the Patreon, see if anybody's reached out, sent any messages there. Make sure like I have a scheduled post, make sure that that's ready to go. So like that's a key thing with this is you want to have different ways, different things that you can be doing. So even if you're just sitting, like sometimes there's no orders, right? Sometimes there's no orders. Sometimes it's just not busy. It's kind of not quite supper time. Just kind of the middle of nothingness for the next, whatever, 15, 20, 30, maybe even up to an hour. Keep the apps on, like Uber's sending me something now. Not worth taking, but, so I'm keeping the apps on. They're here, but then I'm not just sitting and scrolling videos. I can check in with my wife. I can send messages. I can check in on the YouTube channel, see if there's any comments I need to reply to, see if there's on the eBay, see if there's any offers. People are interested in my stuff that I can send them an offer for a discounted price. Don't have any of that.
So just constantly be finding other things that you can be doing in the midst of doing what you're already doing.
Yes, it is in there, but I can just show it to you right now. If you're not already using it, it is in my description, but I'll show it because that's fine. And I'll read it out loud too. It's kind of blurry. It's Z as in zoo, K as in koala, S as in Superman, 75, E as in Ezekiel. I know those are not the normal letters, but that's all I could think of. So ZKS75E. Zoo koalas snack 75 eucalyptus. So the current referral is you get a bonus $5 cash back on your first fill up. I don't know how long that referral is going to be for, but it's there. Usually it's in the description, but it doesn't always let me post a description in this live. Let me see if I can. Oh, that's how I mute my microphone if I need to mute. That was muted, right? Okay, that's cool. I'm going to have to use that occasionally now that I know where that is. There's also a couple. You can just search for upside videos on my channel too, and that always has like the link in it as well. The free peach milkshake from Chick-fil-A is just about done, sadly. Oh, as I'm like throwing like milkshake chunks all over me. For streaming, it was not. It was good, but it was definitely messy for a live stream. So we're just sitting in Costco parking lot, just seeing if there's some order here. We're gonna hang here for like 5 more minutes, and if not, we're just gonna keep heading towards downtown. I finally have a 5-star rating on Instacart. 99 5-star and then 1 4-star low rating removed. So I'm trying to get to 5-star on Doordash, which seems impossible for me. So hard to keep 100 straight people who are willing to rate happy. But what are we at? 4.97. I got 99 5-stars and 1 2-star on Doordash. So that's just more personal goals. I doubt it really impacts things too much, but I always like to have as much margin as possible because it feels like when bad ratings come, they come in clumps. And then on Uber of my last 100, 98 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down. That's all they give you is just a percentage. So 98% satisfaction. And then I don't even look at view my stats. Yeah. There's nothing to brag about on Grubhub, but Grubhub's not much to brag about. Anyway. See, and this is the idea, right? Like some people just spend all day on Instacart swiping and trying to like get a good order. So they might just sit for 2 hours in the same place with no orders. Like, you're not making money. And it's like, I just can't. I've done it a couple of times, and I feel so unsatisfied, because it's like, well, if I'd just taken a couple of marginal orders on some other app, it would be better. And my other problem is my Costco location is not really good for multi-apping. So it's good if you want Costco orders, because it's the only place you can get them. But there's just not good restaurants around here. So we're going to move. Try to get out of here. And we have lots of bot users on Instacart and people who are shopping on multiple accounts and stuff. Uber sending me something. All right, we're going to take this one. I'll grab it quick. It's $9 for 5 miles. It's from Bubba Burritos, which is right here. But the drop-off location is right where we want to be, right downtown. So there we go. Then this is the other thing. I've always said, it's like, it's amazing how many times that you sit still and nothing happens, and as soon as you move, then they send you an order. And it's happened way too many times to me for it to just be a coincidence at this point. It just really feels like these algorithms are trained that when you sit for too long, they just sense you as inactive, and then when you start moving, they start to sense you as he's active. Like, I don't know how long. We'll find out if this order's been sitting here. But I mean, I've been sitting in the Costco parking lot for. What's going to do? Hard to get out of this Costco parking lot. But I've been sitting in that Costco parking lot for whatever, 15 minutes. And no Bubba Burritos. So if this order is done, like, it kind of make me wonder what's going on. All right. So I will be back shortly here. I'll turn it around, see if I can make it so you guys can see. Oh, because we're zoomed. There. I was zoomed in so far. I'm gonna go in, grab this really quick, but you can watch the door, watch people go in and out. Go pick this order up, and then we'll go drop it off downtown. This might be the last one of the stream that I'm gonna do with you guys, but I'll do that. I'm gonna mute it real quick too, but I'll be back on shortly. Get back. All right, we're back. The order was sitting there, so it's been done. I don't know how long it's been sitting there. So this kind of goes with my theory that I don't think you should really be sitting anywhere for too long, because we were well within range. In fact, we were sitting closer to this restaurant at the Costco parking lot than we were when we actually got the order. And it was done. Like, it was completed. It should have been sent out a long time ago. So, but anyway, not complaining or anything. It just seems to me on a regular basis that I can get no order sitting still, and then as soon as I move, I get an order. This drop-off location is smack dab in the area that we want to be. So when we get down there, around here, when we get down there, I am gonna turn Doordash on, but I'm also gonna end my stream when we drop this off. I'm gonna take a break. But I'm gonna be live late tonight. Not as a ride-along stream, but just completing our series. Normally we're live Sunday through Thursday night at 10 p.m., but we took last night off because of the 4th of July, and we're going to replace it with tonight. And but I don't know what time, because I'm going to deliver as long as it's good to deliver tonight. So if you're going to be up sometime after 10, I won't go on before 10. It'll either be 10 or after. If you haven't yet done so, hey, for joining the Patreon. Appreciate it, Trey. So awesome. I've got actually, I'm driving, but if you missed fireworks stuff from last night, if you're a Patreon, I think I have a new post scheduled to go up in 18 minutes at 5 o'clock today. Some pictures of the family from the beach yesterday. But thank you so much for supporting the channel through that. I appreciate it so much. Been so awesome talking with you, and hopefully answered some of your questions. The first thing I would definitely recommend is some of these apps have waiting lists. So if you're legit interested and you haven't signed up yet, make sure you at least start getting signed up for these, because the earlier you get on the waiting list, the better. So thank you for the sub, Presley. Appreciate it so much. Thank you for the help and the support of this channel. We're trying to just slowly do it. The channel goal here is we want to help 10,000 people move from stupid broke to self-defined millionaires, from poor in every area of your life to rich in every area of your life, not just talking about money, but mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, talk about all these different things. So appreciate it. And the more support we get, the more content we can produce. So that's basically all we're trying to do. Because as you guys support the channel, that's less of this delivery work that I have to do to pay my bills, and more that I can put in towards helping all of us grow together. So I appreciate you guys so much. So we've got about, according to the GPS, about 7 minutes to this drop off. It's Bubba Coos Burritos. Uber's been doing okay for us, too. Right where we want to be for supper time. But anyway, it's great hanging out with you guys so much. We had an earlier stream. This is stream 2 of the day. We had an earlier stream that we paused because of technical difficulties, but that, and there's lots of other just basics on the channel, and more long-form videos to come as well. So again, thank you all, and even those of you watching on replay. If you made it all the way to the end of this watching on replay, major kudos to you. Yeah, we are getting to the point soon that that we will probably be looking to add mods at some point. So here's what I would say: just keep staying involved. I know soon we're gonna have to do it. We've been able to, so far, I've been able to just mute the trolls that have been exceptionally bad, and we only get like 1 or 2 a day, so it hasn't been too bad. But I know at some point the scope of things is going to keep increasing. So keep staying involved. Not that you have to be like on every live or anything, but just stay involved and commenting on the channel, and make sure you get the vibe and the ethos of the channel. We appreciate that so much, and I know there's going to be all sorts of like mod and support opportunities showing up here eventually too. So we're gonna slowly ramping things up, and at some point I think we'll hit a kind of a breaking point where I know a lot of the stuff is getting into place. But I'm probably going to spend some time learning about that. So appreciate everybody so much, and hopefully helped you guys with some of your questions today. Not perfect here by any means, but just trying to help with bits and pieces that I've learned, stuff that I wish I knew before I started as well. So we've got, what do we got here? I don't even know where my turn is. Got 2 miles till my turn. Oh yeah, this is like, I don't think I could ask for a better drop-off location right for supper time. So this is, so stream 2. So just on this afternoon stream, we've had 243 different viewers and over 11 watch hours on the channel. So that's just like so awesome. Appreciate all you guys hanging with us. I don't know. I'm gonna try ride along streaming as much as I can, especially like morning into afternoon. Supper, I try to kind of maximize the earnings and just focus on trying to get things delivered as fast as possible. But yeah, this morning and afternoon is kind of nice. We have lots of people coming and going throughout the day, and even when you're delivering, like, it's fun because we'll be sharing what we're delivering and everything as we go. So good. Hope everybody has a great weekend. If I don't talk to you guys for a while, and all the different things, family time and church time if you do that, and side hustles and regular work, or just off time, dreaming when football season starts. One of the things I think I'm going to do too at some point is, I think what I can do is I can take one of these long live streams, and then it'll repost, of course, on YouTube, and then I can download it, and then I can just cut out parts and pieces and then make a condensed version of the ride along. Condense like 5-6 hours of stuff into a 2-hour ride along. I got to get caught up on a couple other old videos first that I need to get done and get off my phone. But that's definitely one of the things I'm looking forward to doing. It's like, here's the full ride along, and people can chime in and out, and I can highlight different questions that come in through it, and then at the same time condense it down to like 20 minutes, 30 minutes for people who don't have the opportunity to be on live, but to still get some of the teaching and stuff that we're doing as we go. So, all right, we are in the actual city of Naples now. This drop off is right by the mall. Yeah, Trey. So tonight is just kind of like it's just like replacing our normal stream. But so normally it's Sunday through Thursday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. So that's the normal, and I didn't plan ahead enough to think through like, oh yeah, it's a holiday. Like, I'm kind of new to thinking about streaming schedules and stuff. So I'm like, but we're in the middle of a series that we're wrapping up. I'm like, I want to wrap it up. I don't want it to carry over to next week, because we're going to start we're going to talk about the ultimate delivery driver next week. So starting on Sunday night, so I've got topics that I present, and then we kind of open it up to discussion. So we're all learning from each other. But we do everything. So this week is just about how to overcome mistakes and failures, the proper way to handle it when you mess up. So we've kind of talked about like steps to process, and then tonight we're wrapping that up of how ultimately it's a heart transformation, not a behavior modification issue. So that's how we're going to wrap up our entire series. We're like 2 minutes away from our drop off, and then we will sign off. But thank you everybody for the likes, the subscribes, the Patreons. Appreciate you all so much. It definitely takes what would have been a pretty slow and boring afternoon and makes it a lot more fun for me. And hopefully profitable for all of you as well. Here's our turn. For those of you who have kind of learned the area a little bit recently, we're kind of back by the mall, Cheesecake Factory, places that we kind of like to set up for supper time. There's also a Publix here, so we're still like going to be in a good position to do that. So this is actually, looks like it's a meet the customer. So I'll leave this on as I meet the customer here really quick, and then I'll just come back and say a final goodbye to everybody. And then I'm giving myself a little mental break from streaming. Just gotta figure out where exactly my turn is. Which side? Not sure which one it is. Hold on, what number is that? It's this one here. Okay. Yeah. Presley was in here. I think Presley went a couple minutes ago. All right, we're doing our last drop off of the day that we're doing on live stream, and I'm just going to deliver supper by myself. But I'll be right back to say goodbye to everybody. Thank you for everybody. Thanks for dropping in. Tornado here. You guys can hear me, but there's definitely lightning and thunder all around right now. All right. I am signing off for the day. I'm not signing off actual delivery, but for YouTube. So at some point tonight, 10 o'clock or later, we'll have our last stream in our series for the week of overcoming mistakes and failures in your life. And what's the proper way to do that? Handle it and grow past it so we're not making the same mistakes over and over. Again, thank you all once again for all the watch hours, hanging out with me, questions, subscriptions, likes, Patreons. I appreciate each and every one with whatever you guys have been willing to do. We finished the lunch and afternoon with about $100. So nothing special, kind of like basically what we did yesterday. So I'm just hoping that we'll have a good supper, and maybe I can do like 150 over the next 6 or 8 hours. So it's been a slow week, but sometimes it's just what you got to do. You just got to grind it out. Even if it's not like your goals, you just got to do what you got to do. Thank you all. Appreciate you. Talk to you soon. Maybe even tomorrow I'll be doing another live ride along. So have a great weekend, everybody.